Hey guys, welcome back to another one of my Pandora videos. Hey, trying to wave here. I'm really hoping everyone's doing well and enjoying the day. Maybe you worked, maybe you have it off. Either way, I'm so happy you're coming by and watching this video. So this was requested by one of my friends on Instagram. She really wanted to see like how I clean my Pandora bracelets. So I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll share that with you. I have kind of commented on Instagram posts about how I clean them, but it's good to sometimes just get a visual so you can kind of see how everything goes. Obviously drinking tea again. Actually, in every single Pandora video I've ever filmed, I'm always drinking tea. And so I'm like, you know what? I should just feature and maybe I should tell you what I'm drinking. So this is Monk's Blend by David's Tea. It's an oolong tea. It's super delicious if you're obsessed with tea like me and Pandora. It's a win-win situation. So cheers. I'm gonna have a sip. Alright, we're going to get started. So, what you need a soft bristled toothbrush. So any toothbrush, doesn't matter, I mean, what it looks like or whatever. Pandora does have a cleaning kit, so if you want to invest the money to have the nice fancy Pandora logo on it and stuff, you can do that. But you can also use this lovely, purchase your own toothbrush, $2. I'm just going to move the box out of the way here. You're going to need kind of like lukewarm or warm hot water with dish soap in it, so that will be here. And then you're going to need another bowl to rinse your Pandora jewelry in, and let me do a fairly big reach here. You'll need a towel to lay your jewelry on, so we have that here, so after you clean them so they can dry, which I'll put right here for us. And then I have an extra one if I want to just pat them dry before we get into the polishing. So that means you'll also need, let me just put it here, the Pandora cleaning cloth, which I always forget how much these are. I think they're like $10. It depends on where you live, I'm assuming. But I know one side does one thing and the other side does something else, and honestly I forget. I use both sides on my bracelet and that's it. So if anyone knows which side is for which, like for what, please let me know, because that would be helpful. Anyway, so I decided we're gonna clean my something blue bracelet. It is still pretty clean. I don't have a good example of something that's really tarnished, just because I do tend to wear my jewelry a lot, so it doesn't get as tarnished. I mean, and I keep my jewelry in, an anti-tarnish box, which is here, and then I do, if I don't wear the bracelets that often, I keep them in little Ziploc bags, which is a really great way to, because you want it airtight. If there's not as much air exposure, they're not going to tarnish. So what you can do, one of two things. You can take all your charms off individually and pop them into the jar, or you can put the whole bracelet in and then slowly go around. Now, if I want to do a really good clean, you guys, I will take each bead off, put it in here, and put the whole bracelet in, in the water. But for the sake of time, so you guys aren't just watching me scrub away, I'm just going to show you with the whole bracelet. But ideally, if you want a really good clean, do each charm individually and the bracelet individually. So I'm going to put this in here and just let it soak. Put it in gently. It is a glass pot, so you want to make sure it's, you're not scratching it up. This is safe for the sterling silver, the gold. The things you want to be more cautious of, you guys, is pearl for sure, the wood charms. Some of the Pandora rose, I mean, you don't want to use Pandora rose with this cleaning cloth. Don't do it. Same with the gold's okay actually, but the Pandora rose, since it's been treated, you don't want to use that. You don't always want to use this on the wood. So pearls, semi-precious things like that, you want to be careful with. So as this is soaking, I'm gonna take a sip of tea and perhaps I'll talk a little bit about how I store my jewelry too, which might be helpful. So yeah, you want to leave this to soak for a couple of minutes. So what this does basically is all the buildup that's got on it, so dirt and things like that, it's going to kind of warm it up, so then when you take your hand down to toothbrush, you can scrub off all the dirt. So as that's soaking, You guys know my Pandora box. You've seen this. I'm not really going to go into too much detail, but it stores all my jewelry. And now when I'm not filming, I keep my jewelry in plastic Ziploc bags. And a lot of times you'll actually get those plastic bags from your local Pandora store. They actually keep them in there. So that's why it's so shiny when you get the jewelry. So you can always ask for it. Usually I ask and they'll give it to me. The one store I used to go to, and sadly they no longer carry Pandora, and I'm so sad because they were my favorite place to go. They were always super helpful with stuff like that for me. And in fact, I learned quite a lot of great care tips because they really spent time with me, which I find you don't always get now with some Pandoras. That's why I always say, like, find one where you can go and you feel like they're not just there for the sale. They're really there for your experience with Pandora and to get to know you, because once you build that relationship, you always want to go back. It's been a couple more minutes and I think the bracelet is ready for us to start scrubbing away. So I'm gonna take my towel and basically I just lay it out here so the charms can go on here once it's done. I get my toothbrush. I'm gonna rotate this a little. Hopefully you can all see what's going on. And we'll gently lift up the bracelet. You want to be careful, and I like to start on the side because I don't have a stopper at the end. You know what? I'm not even sure if you guys can see what I'm doing. I think so. So you're gonna just slowly scrub, gently, like how you'd brush your teeth. You don't ever want to go too hard on that enamel. So the same thing with your charms. And as you can see, I'm just gently scrubbing. What's great about the toothbrush is the bristles get into all those tiny little nooks and crannies of the charms. And you can see as you're doing this that it's already getting so shiny. It's amazing. And I'm using a mild dish soap. I'm not sure if I said that, but a nice mild dish soap. So we scrub it away. And you just go gently. It depends how dirty it is to you. You might want to spend more time than what I'm doing on each charm. I like to sometimes poke through the holes if there's little holes in the charms, in case there's any buildup there. And you're just gently scrubbing. I don't go too hard, too fast, because you want to be careful. It's, you know, it's still silver, so you want to take good care. I do the Muranos too. I find the glass doesn't really show us the dirt as much, but it's still good to clean through it. As you can see, it's nice and soapy. You probably don't need as much soap as I have in here, but I always tend to put too much and I realize too late. So I'm just scrubbing away. It's slightly hitting the glass, so I want to be careful. So there we go, and we're scrubbing the little Princess Prince and the Princess, Cinderella's coach. And the coach is a great example if you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Maybe I should zoom you guys in one sec. Hey, there we go. Move it a little forward. So I'm just cleaning in those nooks and crannies around, trying not to bang my bracelet. Scrubbing the another charm. Ever so gently. So as I'm doing this, maybe I can ask you guys, I'm really enjoying filming these Pandora videos. And I have some ideas of what I wanted to, but I'm so open to suggestions too, and sometimes I don't know what to film first. So if there's something you'd like to see or an idea you have for me to do or something you'd like to know, I do know a fair bit about Pandora. I wouldn't say I'm the expert, but I do know quite a bit. Since I've just been collecting for so many years and met so many people, you learn lots of interesting facts and things like that. So if you ever have any type of questions like that, let me know. I'd be happy to share. Part of me was thinking about doing maybe some like outfits and how I, you know, pair the bracelet with an outfit. I thought that might be fun. How I did one about how I design a bracelet, but I also thought it would be fun to maybe show the actual real designing where I have a bracelet, like kind of like I have a couple that I just started, and maybe laying it out once I have all the charms and show you guys how I do that. could be a lot. So now you can see it's very soapy. So I put it in here and I swish it around, get rid of all the soap. Sometimes if I put too much soap in the water, I might I might run it under the tap for a little bit. So give me 1 second to wash my hands. I'm gonna zoom you out a little. Oops, we're going in again. I'll just zoom you out. There we go. So I just switch that around, get all the soap off. And if you look at it already, you can see that it's very shiny. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's wet and shiny. So I will pop it on this towel here. I'm gonna move this out of the way. And then I just pat it dry. That takes usually a couple minutes too for it to fully dry. Just remove the water. And I promise you guys, it's 100% safe for your charms. This is in fact what Pandora recommends for us to do with our charms, except for the types I mentioned. There's this giant hair on my towel. Pretend you did not see that. So here we go. And this is almost kind of like polishing too, because you're getting rid of the water. I'm gonna get this other towel and just pat it down. So there we go. So you can kind of see, try to hold that out for you guys, how shiny it already is. Maybe I should have done it before. But I promise you it's a lot more shiny than it was. Try it yourself and you'll believe me. So after that, I'll just put it on the less wet towel. Fold this one nicely, right? We want to be nice and clean. Pull this out of the way. Okay. So we'll move that toothbrush. So now we have the bracelets pretty much dry. You're gonna get your cleaning cloth. So, and apparently this can be black and you can keep using it. Now be prepared, your hands are gonna get nice and black from this as well. So again, this works really well if you do each charm individually, but understandably, you know, for the sake of this video, hopefully you understand why I'm gonna be just doing it on the bracelet. I'm sure you don't want to sit through all that time too, but I want to do this whole thing and kind of talk through with you. So you just go with the bracelet and you just gently polish around each charm. Try to show you. You want to go around each one and see how shiny that's getting? It's crazy. So keep going. And again, you don't want to use this on Pandora Rose, any of your precious stones, things like that, you want to be careful with. This charm is newer, so I don't know if it's going to focus for us. Ta-da, focus. I don't know, you guys, if it's focusing. But that one's newer, so it's super shiny. With age, sterling silver is eventually going to like not be as shiny as it once was, but a lot of the other charms on here are really fairly old, so you can see how well it works. But just so you know, like I want you to have realistic ideas. So those ones are new, so they're super shiny. This cross is very old. Well, not very old, but you can see how shiny it is. So we'll keep going around to the hearts, to the swans. Get them nice and shiny. You can see all the black coming off. I've never used a different polishing cloth. I've always just used the Pandora one. I'm sure you can use different kinds. I'm sure they're fine. I feel safer using the actual Pandora one. It might be a money grab, but to me it's not. I just feel safe knowing, because it's what the actual company uses. It makes me feel good to use it. So, oh, look, the teapot fell off. No, But you know what? Let me show you how clean this teapot's gonna look. That's a great idea. This, how shiny it is. And this teapot's very old. It's definitely 5 years old. So that's pretty amazing, huh? So I'm gonna put that back on the bracelet. And now I'll show you the whole completed bracelet. So you can see how shiny it is. Oops, goes this way. That cross, look at that. The sparkle, so pretty. The coach, you can see the sparkle, it's a little bit more. These ones, I mean, like I said, they're newer, so they're gonna look crazy sparkly. Those guys, tree, even the gold clasp. Yeah, so that's how I clean my Pandora bracelets. Now I have to clean my hands. Anyway, have a great day, guys. Cheers, I'm gonna finish my tea. And thank you so much for all your love and support. I love meeting you all and getting to know you, and yeah, it's awesome. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.